the object shown above with the following dimensions indicated below. Units are in millimeters, so I will tell you what your units are. Now here we have X, Y, Z. Here we have X, Y, Z. So each side here is 2,438 millimeters. And I tell you what it is. C stands for the through hole, what is going to be the actual size of the hole. So the diameter is 1,828 millimeters. And the diameter is from left to right. What is the length? And the radius of the fillets, a fillet is what the tool that we use to create rounds so that we don't have sharp corners. And it's 92 millimeters. And I'm asking for a blue metal or blue plastic appearance. So I will go over every step. Please make sure that you use this tool and go back and forth as you see fit, and only move on once you have mastered it and followed along with me. So let's jump in. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is save my file. Call this box with through hole. Put it in the right location. Once I know it's in the correct spot, click the arrow, click save. All right, and the first thing that we're going to want to do after we save is to change our units if necessary. So if we click this icon under our browser tree, it's called our browser tree. We can click this on and off. Here we can select our units. So we have centimeters, meters, millimeters, inches, and feet available to us only. So we're going to be in millimeters this time. Click the arrow. And be checking your document. So I'm going to start with the base. So that would be these three numbers: 2,438, length, width, and height all the way around. So once we have set up our units and we've saved, we're going to create a sketch. Now every object's going to be different. So here I'm going to create it on the bottom plane. The origin is very important when we're working with Fusion 360. So we're going to usually want to reference our starting point to make sure that any analysis you do is correct, and to generally make your objects more organized, and essentially just to, it's a good rule of thumb. So please make sure that you do it. And that's actually how it's done in industry as well. So I'm going to create a rectangle. So we go to create rectangle. So the shortcut is R. I also have a center rectangle. So I like these. So I'm just going to do a center rectangle. Left click. I'm using a mouse right now, scrolling out, and I drag. Now when it's blue like that, it means it can insert a number. So let's start with 2,000. So we need to make sure we know our values. So 2,438, create a rectangle. 2,438. If I hit tab, it takes me to my next dimension, 2,438. And we hit enter. When it turns black, it means it's fully defined. If we want to modify our dimensions, we just click them and drag. And it's good practice to center your dimensions always and make sure that we are very clear. So that's clear. I can see them. And now we're ready for our next step. So we click finish sketch. Select the home icon. This is called the view cube. And it's going to give you a good orientation for an extrusion. And an extrusion, the extrude tool, this is a 3D tool, and it adds depth, or it can create, or it can cut. So let's take a look at what that means. So we select it, or we can hit the E key for a shortcut. Should light up blue, just like that. extrude it. So what I did was I left clicked and I pulled, so I can pull up and down. I want to go up and then type in my value, 2,438. Enter. Enter is going to be our last step. 2,438, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. So far, so good. Let's continue. So first we start with our cube. Now we're going to make a hole. Now we're not going to use the hole tool this time. That'll be for later on. Instead, we're going to create a sketch. And instead of selecting a plane, we're going to select the top face of the cube that we just made. So you can select faces and planes. And now I'm going to create a circle. The shortcut C, left click, based on the size of the circle in my instruction. So 1,828, that is the number I need. 1,828, hit enter. This is our diameter symbol. Now we have a circle. And the reason we're going to do it this way is so that we can recognize that we can make sketches on surfaces that we create. So click finish sketch, the home icon. And now if I select extrude again, make sure the circle is highlighted, drag it downward this time. And go to your options. And instead of distance, select all. This tells the program to go through the entire object, and it's got to be a cut. This is where we can change our options. So we want it to be cut, leave everything else the same. So I've completed the cube. I've completed the hole. Now I just need to make sure I don't have any corners. This is achieved using the fillet command. Fillet rounds the edges of a solid body. It creates a radius. Shortcut F. Now, all I have to do is select all the edges I need. Before that, let's make sure we know our value. 92. Select fillet. Fusion 360 makes it really easy to select edges through the object, which is nice. So I don't even have to move. We just have to make sure that we are very careful in making sure to select everything that we need. So slow is smooth and smooth is fast. I've got all my corners, edges, excuse me, selected. And now once I have them, I type 92, enter. If I want to modify, this is our timeline. So if I hit play here, it'll show all the steps that we took. This is where we can modify our sketches. If we double click, we can go inside and change our numbers. If I double click, I can do that. I can change the size of my radius. If I just change this number here. So this is how we edit quickly, double clicking. Now our last step is to give it an appearance. So Fusion 360, like most CAD programs, allows you to make it look photorealistic. In the render tool, you go to render. And here you can select appearance. And sometimes it's tricky, you have to scroll down. We want a blue metal, so I just type blue. And sometimes it looks like this, where it doesn't, nothing appears. You select the last one, left click. And you can select any ones that are available. This means it's not available. You have to download it. But any other one is okay. So I like the first one. You left click, hold, drag, and drop. Once you're done, go back to design mode. Make sure you save. You can hit the save or Control S, enter. So hit the save, hit OK. And now it'll show up in your library. So if I refresh, I could share this now for my submission. So I have my Google Doc, Control V, hit enter, and we can move forward. File, download PDF to create a PDF, which will automatically download to your Google Chromebook. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And this completes video number 2 of the Fusion 360 video series. Thank you.